The topic is investing during COVID times. Okay, I've purposely chosen this topic. Reason being, since you might have seen that if anybody follows the markets, that the markets have been completely in a seesaw mode. We saw that in the month of March, market correcting. It's the first time in history where market corrected by almost 30 to 40 percentage in 1 month, and eventually rallied back entirely, came back to the original levels, that is before COVID levels, in a span of 5 to 6 months. So during such times, how to build one's own portfolio would be today's discussion. Okay, so the scope would be again divided into three parts. The first part would be moreover on the preliminary steps required to build a portfolio. So, what are the basic necessary things that you should keep in mind while building the portfolio? The second part would be on how to build the portfolio. And the third part will be the takeaways from today's presentation. Right? So, let's start the preliminary steps. Okay. So, I'll tell you generally what I have seen in my career is when I used to review portfolios of my clients, and mind you, these clients had good amount of money invested in markets. So the main problem with them was either they had very little stocks, that is hardly they had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks in their portfolio, or they had 80, 90 stocks, 50, 60 stocks in their portfolio, right? So when you have 50, 60, 70 stocks in their portfolio, it becomes very, very difficult, okay, to manage the portfolio, because obviously you don't have the entire time, neither the expertise or skill sets required to understand each and every stock which is there lying in your portfolio. So neither 60 nor 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks make sense. Reason being, if you have only 6 to 7 stocks in your portfolio, the concentration risk becomes extremely high. So even if one stock goes, abruptly wrong, even if you have done the entire research on that, so it impacts your portfolio significantly. So the number of stocks that you should generally keep in your portfolio should be in the range of 20 to 25 stocks. Okay, if you want to, you can note this down, that generally whenever you're creating your own portfolio, always remember, have 20 to 25 stocks in your portfolio. Okay, you can go even till 30, but generally I suggest to go by this way, because most of the biggest people who have made wealth in their career through markets generally have close to 20, 25, or around that range of stocks, right? Don't go for too much diversification, neither go for very concentrated portfolio. You can be very comfortable with this kind of number. Second point is, never have more than 20% in sector allocation. Okay, now this is also what I have seen. Now I'll give you a real example. So one of the client, okay, especially during this COVID time, this is a real classic example that I'm giving you, that the client had his entire amount allocated only to one sector, that is banking and financial services, right? So remember guys, in the last 7 8 years before COVID, the sector which has performed beautifully well was the banking and financial service sector in stock markets. Okay, the entire sector did really, really well. So then you'll have companies like HDFC Life Insurance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Lombard, ICICI Lombard. So all these companies did really, really well in the last 7 to 8 years. So what happens is, most of the people want their money to be placed in that sector, right? So what happened? This client, he put all his money into banking and financial service sector. Eventually, what happened? As soon as COVID came up, the most hit sector was the banking and financial sector, right? So whatever gains he had made, right, they eventually went for a toss. So he actually went 2 to 3 years back backwards in terms of his returns what he had made. So he lost all that 2 to 3 year return because his portfolio was entirely into one sector, that is banking and financial service. Never do that. There are many other sectors that you can go into, right? You have the metal sector, you have the IT sector, you have the pharma sector. So always, always, guys, try to understand that never have more than 20% of your portfolio into a particular sector. So in case you have 100 rupees, never have more than 20 rupees into only banking and finance stocks, right? So maximum you can keep is 20% sector allocation. Perfect. The third point. The third point, we'll be speaking of not having more than 10% in stock allocation. Okay, again, a real example I will be giving you. So one of my clients, again, he had a portfolio of close to 2 crores. In that, he had more than 1.2 crores only in one stock, that was Reliance Industries. Okay, so that is almost 60% of his entire portfolio was into one stock, that is Reliance Industries. So when we went to the client, right, we told him, we explained him that, sir, you should never have more than a certain amount in a specific stock of your entire portfolio, right? Out of your entire portfolio, never have more than 10%. What happens is, in case anything happens, okay, with Reliance Industries, 60% of his portfolio will already go for a toss, right? The remaining 40%, even if he has all the good companies and they make really good returns, but it won't be reflected if he sees the entire portfolio, because one stock has taken his entire portfolio down. So we suggest that generally not to have more than 10% of your portfolio in a specific stock. For example, if you have 100 rupees to invest, you should not have more than 10 rupees into a specific stock. The maximum you should have is 10 rupees, right? So before even trying to analyze companies or doing anything of that sort, of which companies should we buy and all these things, remember, guys, that these 3 points are the preliminary points that you should keep in mind, right? The first point is, have 20, 25, 30 max stocks in your portfolio. Second point is not to have more than 20% in any particular sector. Third point would be not to have more than 10% in any specific stocks. Okay, so first keep this in mind and then try to find out which companies you want to go into, which companies you should follow, right? Then we stocks, we'll come to how to build a portfolio, right? Now, building a portfolio, guys, is a little, it's a little crucial task, okay? Now, close to 5,000 companies which are listed on the exchange, okay? I'm speaking about the stock exchange. There are close to 5,000 companies which are listed. So it becomes very, very, very difficult to get those 20, 25 stocks out of the 5,000 stocks, okay? So how to do it? Okay, now what to do for that? If you go, there is a index, okay, known as Nifty Alpha 50. Okay, if you guys can note it down, there's an index. You can even Google it after this. There's an index known as Nifty Alpha 50. So you can find that on the NSE website. Go to the NSE website, or you can directly Google it. Hello.
Sir, can you once repeat it?
Yeah. The name of the index is Nifty Alpha, ALPHA, and 50 numeric. So this is the index. In this index, okay, there are 50 companies which are the best companies of India. Okay. Now, generally, people know Nifty 50 as an index. Nobody knows about Nifty Alpha 50. This is a very strategic index, generally used by the big mutual fund houses. Okay. Not many people know about it. It's very known to very few people. Okay. But this is one of the best indexes, or one of the best places, because the 1 year return of this index is close to 53-54%. Okay. So now what I am telling you to do is take this index. This index, as the name suggests, has 50 stocks. Okay. Now you already have 50 stocks, out of which you have to buy 25 stocks. Okay. So what I have done for you, I have made your task very, very, very easy. There are 5,000 stocks, right, on the exchange, and you have to buy 20 to 25 stocks, as we have discussed. What I have done for you, out of those 5,000 stocks, I am already segregating 50 stocks for you. Now you have to buy 25 stocks from these 50 stocks, and these 50 stocks, you will understand, is from Nifty Alpha 50 index. So Nifty Alpha 50 index will have these 50 stocks, and from these 50 stocks you get the 20 to 25 stocks, whichever you want to. Perfect. So this is how I've made your task very, very easy. Then you can build a portfolio on this. Now, COVID proof. Okay. As you have seen, things have got extremely difficult. Okay. Reason being that because of COVID, you know that we have gone into a negative territory in our GDP. So now technically 2 quarters of negative GDP is a definition of recession. So in a technical parlance, we are in a recession. So during these times, okay, which should be the sectors that we should focus, and what are these COVID proof sectors? So generally, these are sectors which would not get impacted because of COVID. Hello. Hello. So these are the sectors which will not be impacted because of COVID. Now, guys, if you remember, okay, during the lockdown, you yourself can answer these questions, right? Which were the things you still consumed or used even when there was a lockdown, right? So there's a sector known as FMCG. Okay, FMCG is fast moving consumer goods. So it will be your soaps, your Dettol's, your shampoos, right? Your cigarettes, or whatever you can call it. These were the things you still consumed even when there was a lockdown, right? Your biscuits, your Maggie, your whatever. So all these things, rather, before the almost when lockdown was announced, you were the first people who actually went and got more of those goods, right? Eventually to increase the company's profit more, right? So earlier, if you used to take two biscuits, we went down and we bought 10 more biscuits, right? Because once we realized that there was a lockdown, we don't know when things are going to open again, we went and bought more of it. So FMCG is one of the sectors, you could say, which is a COVID proof. That is, no matter even if COVID comes, you're still going to use your soaps, you're still going to use your shampoos, you're going to still use your parachute oil and all these things. So this sector is known as a COVID proof sector, that even if COVID comes out, rather you go and buy more of these things so that you require it later on. The second sector, I would say, is the pharma sector, the pharmaceutical sector. Pharmaceutical, remember, no matter what happens, your parents, your relatives are still going to consume their diabetes tablet, their blood pressure tablets, or whatever they have. right? No matter what happens, even if COVID comes, goes, it does not matter. You're still going to consume, right? So pharmaceutical also becomes a COVID proof sector, right? Always remember that whenever you're investing, it all requires is common sense, right? So undoubtedly, you won't be going for restaurants because of the restaurants are shut downs, your travel, leisure, hospitality services, right? All these have taken a hit. But these sectors are COVID proof. That is, no matter what happens, you're still going to consume them, correct? So what you should do, you should go and buy companies which belong to this sector, right? So for pharma, you have you have Dr. Reddy's, you have Sun Pharma, all these companies, right? So you go and you companies, reason being, no matter what happens, COVID is there, it's not there, you're still going to consume, right? The first sector we spoke about was the FMCG sector. So you have the Nestle's, your Maggie, your Britannia, the biscuits, right? You have your Marico, the parachute oil, and all these things. So we are going to consume them, right? So FMCG, so you go and buy these companies in your portfolio, because even if anything goes wrong, you're still always going to buy this. So these two sectors we discussed. Also, I would say the third sector would be your utility sector. Okay. Now, what is utility sector? Utility sector would involve your electricity, right? So you are going to use electricity no matter what happens, correct? So your power distribution companies, right? Your power distribution like NDPC or PFC or REC. So these are companies, Rural Electrification Corporation. These are companies which are listed on the exchange, right? So no matter what, you're going to still use your gas. So Mahanagar Gas or Indraprastha Gas, who are the biggest suppliers for metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai. So they are going to do well because you're not going to stop using your gas, right? So always remember that whenever you're building a portfolio, keep all these things in mind. So it requires common sense. Now, this was not something that I even tried to get the financial ratios, what is their balance sheet, what is their profit and loss. You don't require all these things. All you require is just normal observing what is going happening around you, and then you can invest, right? So this is how we discussed three sectors which could be said as COVID proof sectors. One is the FMCG sector. Second, we spoke about the pharma sector. And third is the utilities. Again, like we said, the gas, the electricity, all these things can be said as utility. So remember how to build a portfolio. In the first part, we said that Nifty Alpha 50 is the index. So out of the 5,000 stocks, it will help you to get the 50 stocks. And out of these 50 stocks, you have to go ahead and get those 25 stocks right. Right. Second part, we discussed which are the important sectors that we have to focus on. We spoke that there are three sectors which we could focus. First, we spoke about the FMCG. Second, we spoke about the IT sector, the pharma sector. And third, we spoke about the utility sector, right? So this is how it will help you to build your portfolio. But prior to that, remember the preliminary steps involved, right? After that, you can go to the part of how to build a portfolio. Then we'll come to today's takeaways, right? So today's takeaways, guys, the main intention was, remember the first part where I spoke about that have 20-25 stocks, not more than 20% allocation in sector, 10% allocation in stock, was more because we should have a diversified portfolio. Diversification matlab kya means what? That is, generally we say never have all your eggs in one basket, because if anything goes wrong, all your eggs will break, right? So this is exactly what we did. The first takeaway was more diversification. Hence we said that have 20-25 stocks, not 20% allocation and 10%. That is because we don't want things to go wrong. Okay, always remember, we have we have chosen stock obviously with an intention for of that we make money, we get the stocks right. But sometimes what happens, things are not under your control. You're very unfortunate enough, maybe that some news comes out because of some fraud, something goes wrong. That time diversification helps you, right? Because since you're diversified in different places, different stocks, different sectors, that helps you, right? So you don't take that big hit. That's why the first takeaway is diversification, and we have discussed how to diversify our portfolio. In the second part, we discussed on the defensive and COVID proof sectors. We explained, I explained that how COVID proof sectors work with a little normal common sense understanding that just by observing things around you, we can understand that how to go about and observing things and which industries will work, which industries won't work. Also, IT could be a good industry, guys. Now you must have seen that, or telecom, we could say a good industry. Reason being, you must have seen the kind of data that we have used, right? Especially during the lockdowns, that since we were entirely in the virtual world, our consumption of data has shot up significantly. So there are only two companies now, right, who are providing this to us. One would be your Airtel, Bharti Airtel, or second is Reliance Jio. So this is how we understand, right? And going ahead also, we know that we are not going to use any less data. All will happen is it will just keep on increasing more, right? Because our demographics are also in that favor. So this is how we understand by using a little common sense. It will help us to build a good portfolio. So this was more about today's presentation, and I'm now open to any questions, if any.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, I have one query. Like, as you said in IT and telecom, sir, actually, in today's world, after COVID, like the
mhm,
use of technologies and big data have increased a lot.
correct,
So basically, an AI and ML comes into picture.
correct.
And so, what will be your viewpoint, like the use of this AI and ML in future in the long run, like how it will